by this Senate, Mr. Speaker, by this Senate, from men and women who are not willing to take responsibility, Mr. Speaker, in their own counties. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the report, just because I just want to run through a few issues within this report, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, one of the charges against the governor was violation of the County Government Act. The County Government Act provides, Mr. Speaker, in Section 33, and the chairman has pointed out, it provides that the governor will be accountable for the management and the use of county resources. Mr. Speaker, we found that by refusing to abide by this provision, Mr. Speaker, the governor had violated the County Government Act. Mr. Speaker, the County Government Act requires that before any office is advertised in the county public service, that office, Mr. Speaker, must actually be found or be approved by the county assembly. Again, the governor told us that he did not know and he didn't do anything to correct that, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there is a provision of the violation of the Constitution in these charges, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, if you read Section 36, Mr. Speaker, I mean page 36, and members will read it. The Assembly, it was the Assembly's case that the report of the facelifting of Embu Stadium was completed without input of the County Secretary, who was summoned to appear before the committee, Mr. Speaker. What we established in Embu, Mr. Speaker, is the bad relationship between the county executive and the county legislature, Mr. Speaker. And we established that in that relationship, the county secretary, under the supervision of the governor, Mr. Speaker, ignored summons of the county assembly. Because the county assembly was trying to inquire issues about the Embu Stadium, and ignoring summons from the county assembly, Mr. Speaker, is violation of the Constitution. Because the Constitution says that there is separation of powers between the county executive and county legislature. Checks and balances, Mr. Speaker, cannot go on, cannot continue without, Mr. Speaker, a situation where the executive will be respecting and responding to invitations from the county legislature, Mr. Speaker, sir. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I want to say this. Although I want to give a rider there, Mr. Speaker, this committee did not find that the county assembly was clean from impropriety, Mr. Speaker. We must be very clear. We did not say that the county assembly of Embu is presided over by angels. Neither are we saying that those county assembly members are free from certain culpability of certain acts of corruption. Mr. Speaker, we just want to say that it was not one of the issues we are dealing with. But in my inner spirit, Mr. Speaker, I believe that county assembly members, some county assembly members, are equally culpable, just like the governor was, Mr. Speaker. It will be the responsibility of a different committee of this House, Mr. Speaker, if we have to be fair, to demand auditing of the use of finances in the county assembly, so that moving forward, we are capable of inviting the Speaker of the County Assembly, inviting members of the County Assembly, so that we ensure that even those resources that are shared to be used by the county legislature are not misappropriated, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, as I go towards conclusion, there are many men and women who say that this committee, or who imagine that the Senate had made up its mind in terms of the final outcome, Mr. Speaker. I want to tell you clearly, we sat up to 2 a.m., Mr. Speaker, on 2 occasions, and up to midnight in 1 occasion, Mr. Speaker, just trying to find the truth. We together assembled last evening, sat in a particular corner, and just asked ourselves, what exactly is the finding of this committee in relation to these charges? Those who imagine that we had predetermined answers on this report are wrong, Mr. Speaker. This report has been a product of hard work from my colleagues. As the chairman was saying before you interrupted, we even discovered that Senator Sibora Kitwan can still run an Olympics, Mr. Speaker, because of endurance the endurance that she had, Mr. Speaker, sir, in going through this process.
Order.
So, Mr. Speaker,
Order, Senator Murkomen. Order, Senator Murkomen. The chair has no capacity to interfere.
Okay.
It can only give guidance. And I guided your chair and asked the House to appreciate the work we have done. So how does that amount to interference?
No.